Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Gordon Madison, and welcome to my Raw review for April the 6th, 2015. And tonight, Tim Kane returned. Let's get into the review. Alright guys, welcome to the Raw review. It is the week after WrestleMania, and I am still doing this. Now, you guys remember me saying after the Royal Rumble, yeah, I would do this or I wouldn't do this if, certain things never changed. Well, tonight on Raw, the main event changed. Was it any good? No. Was it a change of pace? Yes. So a negative and a positive for this week of Raw. And excuse the noise in the background. I have family talking, so I have no nerves to do this. I'll probably have some nerves to do this in a couple of weeks. But we move on. So anyways, we open up the show, telling everybody about what happened last week. Telling everybody what happened last week to Michael Cole because Byron Saxton is on commentary, even though he did a horrible job last week. And I think, personally, it should be Tom Phillips sitting in that commentary. But that's just me. Secondary, not secondary because Seth Rollins is our champion. We move on to Seth Rollins in the middle of the ring with the entire authority. Now, Kane is shirtless when he said he's probably wearing a suit, which is just telling us that he is going to be in the match at the start of the show, which he was, but we'll get to that in a second. So, Seth Rollins basically goes on, well, Big Show basically goes on to say, give it up for your champion, Seth Rollins, and Big Show is basically sucking the schlong at this point. He's basically sitting here saying, yeah, Rollins, yeah. Beat that, Miz. At least Seth has one person, no, 2, 3, 4 people clapping for him. So he doesn't have to clap for himself. Like when we come back from commercial, when Miz and Miz does match, and he's just in here. He looks like such a doofus when he does that. It's just hilarious to me. But another, I want to say, good thing we get here tonight on Raw was, I guess it was Rollins in the middle of the ring, and he was sitting there cutting a promo saying, if I could basically remember the sum of this, it was basically, that he's the world champion, nobody can touch him, and the authority's on vacation, and he's like, everybody at WrestleMania who was in the authority had great moments. Big Show won the Andre Jet Memorial Battle Royal. He basically singles out J&J. He says Kane struggles to think about what Kane did. He was there. Big Show solidifying himself as the greatest giant in history, surpassing Andre. And I guess you wouldn't put it at verbatim. That was basically it. Seth basically just told us how he's better and why he's better than everyone else, and why the authority always wins, as Triple H says. And he called Triple H his role model. And Randy Orton came out and said, you know what, Kane, you should just make the match now. Me versus Seth Rollins. And the winner, what do you call it? And, yeah, whoever wins WWE Heavyweight Champion, blah, 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 and all that. So Kane goes on to say, before that, Orton goes on to, pull the old mommy and daddy card. I forgot who did that first. I think it might have been Dean Evans. Do you want to go back to mommy and daddy and ask me if you can do it first? So Kane basically says, yeah, I'll do it. He's like, I will grant. He's like, no, he said, no, he didn't say that. He said, you know what, Randy? He's like, you're going to have to compete in a triple threat match tonight with Roman Reigns and Ryback. Winner is number one contender for the World Championship. Winner is the number one contender for the World Championship. So, Randy goes on to win his match against Kane that he has next by DQ. Doesn't give away the main event. Silly marks. So Randy goes on to win his match that he has up next with Kane. And it was by disqualification because Kane went on to beat Randy over with a chair. So after that, we move on, and I believe the next match we got. Excuse me, I'm grabbing my notes. Next match we got. This led to a backstage segment between Kane and Randy because Seth was upset that Kane made that stipulation, and is basically saying, you shouldn't be a part of the Authority. Oh, excuse me, guys. Excuse me. And I think Kane and Stephanie would wholeheartedly agree with me. Not Kane and Stephanie. Triple H and Stephanie would wholeheartedly agree with me. Like, Triple H and Stephanie are probably somewhere that doesn't have any phone reception, not with any TVs. They're not near this show. They're not thinking about this show. So, you can grow up and get over it, Steph. I'm in charge, and I have the power tonight. So, basically, Raw has turned into SmackDown. So, every SmackDown, the Authority basically takes off and lets Kane on the show because they're too lazy to do it in the first place. So, kayfabe-wise, Kane is basically the secretary of the Authority. And J&J, who are the personal security guards, who can also run secretaries, are not. If we want to run a corporate structure of things, Kane is basically the secretary, the bodyguard, the bodyguard, and when Stephanie McMahon wants it to be like that, her personal bitch. But Kane, you play a lot of roles, you kiss a lot of asses, you do a lot of things, Kane. You do a lot of interesting, fun things. But wrestling is not one of them. Please retire, Kane. That's another thing we got to start, people. Because this match with Orton that Kane had was sloppy. So I want you people to help me out. And I know there are very few of you who watch these reviews and everything. I get about a good 20, 30, maybe, if I'm lucky, 50 views a week. Here and there sometimes. So I want you to start this. Hashtag Kane Retire 2015. I don't know. We can come up with something better. Hashtag Please Retire Kane 2015. Something that sounds snappy. Whatever suits you, please. I ask of you now. That's the most important thing I ask you. If you come up with something snappy, put it in front of your comment in the comment section below on Twitter, or in the comments, or on Twitter. I have my Twitter in the description. Just please give me something snappy to tell Kane or Big Show on Twitter because they need to retire. Okay, so after this, basically, Kane says, Seth, you're in a match next. So Seth comes out, and then he faces Adrian Neville. I mean Neville. That didn't sound like it was on accident, right? Yeah, well, JBL called Adrian Neville Adrian Neville about 3 times tonight. I see they're trying to go with the whole superhero thing, and most superheroes have one name. I guess Hulk, if he really counts. Hulk, Thor, Wolverine, I don't know. But I had to guess this was the doing of like Triple H because Triple H has been involved in a couple of Marvel projects lately, and Vince wanted to make the whole Mighty Mouse thing with Neville, and Triple H like, no, you want to make it a superhero? We're gonna make it a cool type superhero gimmick that Neville can work with, and they remixed this theme song a little bit. He's still wearing the cape. The pyro came in at a different point in time this week. They revamped the entrance. Let's see how long until he doesn't come out with the cape at all, and he's just regular old Neville jobbing to Baron Corbin in a year when Vince decides to call him up probably, and he's green as a goose shit, and he's green as a goose shit, and he decides to bury Neville, and they look at Neville on they look at Corbin on a higher platform than they do Neville, and then a year and a half, and then next year's WrestleMania, we'll be looking at, not next year, 2 years from now is WrestleMania, I can see it now, I have Dave Meltzer on speed dial, we will be looking at, I have Dave on speed dial, he just texted me, we will be looking at Roman Reigns versus Baron Corbin versus I'm getting in. My phone's just a little slow. Yeah, they're gonna have plans for Sami Zayn, but we're not gonna get Sami Zayn. Oh, Bull Dempsey, the 3 guys we never wanted, the 3 guys that can't wrestle. Oh, yeah, the 3 guys that can't wrestle, and the 3 guys who just annoy everybody and don't even belong in WWE. They're only in WWE because they have an imposing presence, or they look strong, or they're just fat. So we're gonna get those three. Two other matches. 2 years from now, WrestleMania. Book it. Mark it down in your calendar. 2 years from now, WrestleMania, and that WrestleMania is going to be in. I think they said Indianapolis and Lucas Oil Stadium. That's just what they told me. That's just what I've been told. That's my inside source. That's Dave Meltzer. People blame it on Meltzer. Don't blame it on me. So this match was solid. Neville and Rollins tore it apart. Like, I'm not gonna say tore it apart, but it was nothing special. But Neville, he came out with high energy. He got people pumped. I mean, like his dive that he did over the top rope was absolutely awesome. When he went for, or when Rollins went for the buckle bomb, I liked the reversal with the Rana end of the turnbuckle that buckled Rollins up. It was pretty cool. It was sweet. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Excuse me. It was a fun match. But Rollins goes on to win in the very end of this with the curb stomp. He wins with the buckle bomb curb stomp combination, which I actually think is pretty sick. Seth Rollins wins, tells Neville and hit the showers, kid, and curb stomps him again for extra emphasis to show he is the champion. So, with that being said, Seth Rollins wins. All is remaining well in the world. Noah put in a great performance, and that was a lot of confidence. Like that, you had to know there had to have a lot of confidence instilled with this kid on his second week on the main roster to go out there with Seth Rollins, keep people entertained, and have a great match. That was awesome, dude. I enjoyed it. The crowd enjoyed it. Everyone ate it up. It was completely awesome. It's good to have somebody who's a champion. No shots on Brock Lesnar, but it's good to have a champion who's going back to wrestling on Raw on a weekly basis. So next, I normally don't stop for like these little segment things, but actually no, that's going to be after this match. All right. So next up, we get the John Cena Rapadoo Open Challenge, and this week it is Stardust. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was a good match. And the ultimate underdog, John Cena wins, and he sets up the 5 moves. But the 5 moves didn't end it. Stardust flipped out of the AA, and it ended. And trust me, I don't want Stardust to be champion by any stretch, but it ended. We had no choice. We had no other choice but Cena. But it had to end with Cena using the spot from WrestleMania and using the springboard stunner to beat Stardust. And that wasn't it. He used it to stun him and then hit him with the AA. And then 1, 2. Cena wins. And he went on to cut a promo that was typical Cena before this. So if you want to skip this part of the review, you can basically do that because Cena basically said, I've been, putting this challenge up, and I'm going to do it every single week. And to represent the United States of America, this is going to give people a chance because this is what the United States is all about, giving chances. And, yeah, that was basically that Cena promo. And he basically said, whoever does take this from me is going to have to work their ass off like I did facing Rusev. And you're going to run face-to-face with the man who runs the place. Blah, 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 blah. Dude, just go out there every week. Just say, I'm issuing my open challenge. Who is next? And just add something onto that every week. You don't have to tell us every week that you're giving people a chance and take up 5 extra minutes with a speech to the United States of America. You're basically the anti-Rusev, and the anti-Rusev isn't cool because we've seen that in anybody else who holds the belt who the company actually cares about. So the only difference between you is you're giving an open challenge out, and you're gonna bury every mid card on the roster and make them look nothing more than what you're doing. That what Stardust put up this week just basically shows that what Dean Ambrose did against you last week basically means nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. And another note on the Rollins Neville match. The commentary did do a great job of putting Neville over, basically saying the longest reigning NXT champion, the standard bearer of what NXT was, 287 days as champion, nearly 300 days as champion, and he basically held up NXT as the guy. Seth Rollins, the inaugural champion, Adrian Neville, the longest reigning champion. So they did a good job of doing that, which is Pretty cool. But next, what we happen to get is I have notes right here, and I don't know why I'm not even looking at them. Oh, because they're horribly done and sloppy. But I digress. We get the Divas match. And can I tell you how much of a troll that Naomi is? Because we see the Bellas coming out, and they acknowledge that AJ Lee did retire, and they did it in this nice, classy way instead of, just CM Punk, like when they didn't even mention the CM Punk situation at all, or just make up a story about CM Punk. I don't know. But they acknowledged the AJ Lee situation well, showed her a tweet that thanked everybody, and told us that thank you, AJ trended. Said she went out on top because she won last week on Raw. And she went on top because her and Paige won at WrestleMania, and it became Paige, and I thought it would have been Charlotte. I surely thought it would have been Charlotte, but it was Paige and Naomi. Even though Naomi is entitled and she's different and she's new to the scene, Paige and Naomi versus the Bellas, and Nikki Bella eats the pin in this again because we're aiming at a Nikki Bella versus Naomi matchup at Extreme Rules, and then Nikki Bella goes on to lose to Naomi in this tag match and eats the pin from Naomi after Paige kicks Nikki in the mouth, and then I think Brie tried to hit her and she hit Paige and she hit Nikki, and Naomi hit her god awful finisher where she grabs her legs around her head while she's standing on the ground and then plants her face in, and she did it so slow it's like she just gently put her face down and rolled over and said, "I'm gonna make you look bad this week. I'm gonna make you look a paper champion this week. I'm gonna make you look absolute garbage this week. I don't know why you do this. You should have just used the split leg moonsault. It looked great on you. You did it great. I don't know why on the earth you decided to use this horrible, god-awful finisher. It is awful. Dude, you were one of the most athletic women they have on that roster, but yet you decide to do something that doesn't show any of your athleticism. The split leg moonsault showcases that. But no, I want to do something that's gonna make creative, not want to put me on TV. I'm gonna make something that's gonna make. I'm gonna do something that's gonna make Carano come to me and say, "We're not giving you a push." I'm gonna be sloppy when I get the hot tag in from Paige. You're better than this, Naomi. You're better than this. Just next time you get the opportunity, because I know they're gonna do something tonight. Now that's given. That's almost ensured. Just please, I beg of you, don't screw up. Okay. So, Naomi and Paige win. Naomi gets the pin on Paige again. That was that. Whew, oh my god. So next up, we get Ryback versus Harper. Ryback goes on to win this with the shell shock. Nothing really much to this match. Harper continues to get buried, even though they do show his moment from WrestleMania where he powerbombed Dean Ambrose through the ladder and powerbombed Dean Ambrose through the announce table. So I guess he's going into a program with Dean where Dean's finally going to get his pay-per-view win. So his first pay-per-view win in nearly a year. Thank you, they didn't wait a year to do this, but his first pay-per-view win over Luke Harper. So yeah, that was practically that. So as we move on, let's see what else we got here. This is where I was gonna stop. Okay, so normally I don't stop for these things, but we have the Lucha Dragons match up against the New Day next, and Renee Young interviewed the New Day, and she wanted to know what the New Day thought about us chanting last week on Raw. New Day sucks. New Day sucks. They said, you know what? It's bad, and then Biggie goes in to preach. And when I say preach, I mean literally preach. Oh, it's all right, because a little kid came up to me and said, "Hey, Mr. E, can I please get your autograph? You know, blah, blah, blah," and all that good stuff. And he went on to try and make it funny. I'm going to admit it was kind of funny. But then he's like, you know what? He's like, we cheer, we dance, and then no matter what, if the fans keep on doing this, we're either going to clap or snap. So signs of the New Day turning heel because in this next match, which by the way the Lucha Dragons were over, The fans were into the whole lucha thing. It was awesome. Lucha Dragons, thumbs up to you guys. You deserve it. Sin Cara, you finally have somebody who compliments you perfectly. Unlike the Bionicle Killer, Rey Mysterio, I think it's confirmed. Rey Mysterio is the Bionic Killer. Kevin Nash is the Bionic Man. Because Kevin Nash has quads that I think have torn at WrestleMania, and he's probably given WWE the bill for that. And Rey Mysterio, as we all know, accidentally or not, he still kind of is a killer for that. I know I may get some heat for that, and people may not like that. It may come off as, screwed up on my part, but it's all a joke. It's all a joke. Just take it as it is. But Kevin Nash and Rey Mysterio, that's what they are. But as we get back to the tag match, the Lucha Dragons going to win as Kalisto hits the blind tag, the SDS, Salida del Sol, for those of you who didn't know what that finisher was, and we got the Salida del Sol, and then a Swanton, or a Senton, or front flip bomb, whatever they're going to call it. JBL called it as a Swanton, and that's Jeff Hardy's move, so it wasn't the Swanton, it was the Senton. But it's a Swanton before the Swanton was a Swanton, they just called it a flipping Senton from Jeff Hardy. Just want to let that be known. It was a Senton bomb. Jeff Hardy changed that into a Swanton bomb. So there's that, and that's that. So Lucha Dragons win, and during this match, the New Day did work a heelish style, and there were rapid fire tags between, I think it was Big E and Xavier Woods. They were just tag, stomp, 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 tag, stomp, 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 tag, stomp, 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 tag. That's the way the heels work, and I've had to clear them out of the way. And the Lucha Dragons are going to win. And I think I missed this, but I'll say it now since the Lucha Dragons are going to win, and there's no post-match attack or anything. The primetime players, if you guys, any of you guys on YouTube, probably you don't, probably a couple of you guys I know that follow me on YouTube here, know who New Legacy Inc. is. You know that the primetime player is still New Legacy Inc.'s gimmick. Except New Legacy Inc. They don't show their faces, but they do the whole Ascension. Like, oh, we are the Ascension. We will rise. We will do this. We will do that. We will always win. And made fun of the Ascension and just did the voices and everything. I first heard that coming out of New Legacy Inc. I don't know why I ever thought of it first, but the way they do it is hilarious. If you've never heard it, go watch it. Their YouTube channel is New Legacy Inc. Go do their go check out their last video. It was New Legacy Inc. Not last video, but it says New Legacy Inc. The Ascension and Roman Reigns. It was like a 2-on-1. No, 2-on-2. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins versus the Ascension. It's 6 minutes. Just go back and watch it. You will understand it. You will love it. You will laugh. It is awesome. Okay. Up next, we get Roman Reigns versus Big Show. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, we did. We get Roman Reigns versus the Big Show. And Roman Reigns was going to beat the Big Show. It was a sloppy match. And, from what I've seen on Twitter, not even a sloppy match, just a boring match overall. These two don't mesh well in the ring. I don't see why Vince doesn't get let's just put Roman and Big Show in the ring together. Vince, why don't you get it? Just check Twitter and check their hashtag Raw. I mean, I don't get why they throw this hashtag at us on Twitter to tweet to keep along with the show all week, and for them to see what we're tweeting, and then once they see what we tweet, they just okay. Let me put it like this: they see what we tweet, but yet they don't follow through on it. I mean, Twitter is your best way of communication, but yet you don't key in on it. We say Roman Reigns and Big Show is garbage. Let's do it again. We say Roman Reigns and Randy Orton is something we don't want to really see anymore. Let's do it again. We say we don't want to see a six-man tag on Raw. You finally don't do that, but you still give us a main event on Raw that was even worth it being the main event. A main event on Raw, I'm going to be honest, the best match probably was tonight, Neville and Rollins, and you probably should have gave us that, even though it probably wouldn't have made story sense anyways. I'm just saying, I'm calling what the best match was, and I'm pretty sure people would come to agree with me. So, there you go. And thank you very much. Thank you very much uh, for this match because they're trying, because Big Show, we got Please Retire chance from Big Show. And if anybody hasn't noticed, I swear, Big Show may be coming on a push because he's bringing out the moves. A couple months ago at Hell in a Cell, he brought out the House of Pain submission hold, like a Cloverleaf type House of Pain. And then there was one week Big Show, what do you call it? He went for an elbow drop and hit that. And then there was another week, well, there was tonight, where the man did a baseball slide. I'm telling you, this dude's going to do Sami Zayn's plancha next week, dude. This Big Show's going to break somebody's ribs, give him a concussion or something, and break his back in the process and be forced to retire. And then 400 of the 500 pounds on his body are going to go off, and off his body just bury somebody in the crowd with 400 pounds of jello. It's going to be a mass homicide, dude. 2 mass homicides and a suicide for a man who's never taken that bump the size of Big Show. Oh, God. But Roman Reigns goes on to win this match after spamming the Superman punch about a good 7 times and hitting a spear. So, up next we get the new and improved Sheamus. Sorry, Silas Young, you're not the last real man in professional wrestling anymore. Boot to this side. Sheamus is the last real man in professional wrestling. This man has what it takes. As a heel, I know I used to just completely just shit on Sheamus because he needed a new character. He needed a new gimmick. He needed something brand new, and he got it. Sheamus, thank you for changing your character. Thank you for putting the mohawk on. Thank you for dreading your face and braids, which is just completely weird. But still, thank you for the brand new look. Thank you for the brand new theme song. Thank you for Killer Sheamus, which is absolutely awesome. Taking out all the underdogs. Taking out all the underdogs. Taking out the Zigglers. Taking out the Bryans. Taking everyone out who you feel does not deserve to be in the position that they are, and kicking Daniel Bryan and busting up with Daniel Bryan and kayfabe injuring Dolph Ziggler to make yourself look extremely stronger. You are awesome, Sheamus. Thank you very much. And he went on to face Mark Henry tonight, and he did cut a promo to basically say what I just said in a nutshell. And he faced Mark Henry, standard babyface who thinks another guy's gone out of their place type thing, and he beats Mark Henry. Thank you, Sheamus. That was much needed. That was much appreciated. We enjoyed it, and we loved it. Keep doing this, Sheamus. Keep doing this. I hope at some point Dolph Ziggler was just eliminated from the mix entirely, and we get the Daniel Bryan and Sheamus matches we had at Extreme Rules, that type of thing from the World Championship. We're getting super aggressive Bryan versus super aggressive Sheamus, which makes for an awesome killer match. That right there is just, please give us it. So after this, we get the main event, which is Roman Reigns versus the Big Show versus Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton versus Ryback, which is probably the worst triple threat I've ever seen in my entire life. Basically, let me sum it up. I was on Facebook half of this match. I was not paying attention. I turn up and put my head up when the Authority comes out, talking what's going on. Whew, boy. And I see I see Roman Reigns. Getting basically knocked out by the Big Show. I see Ryback getting knocked out of the ring by Randy Orton. No, I see Ryback getting RKO'd by Randy Orton out of the Shell Shock. And then after this, I go on to see Randy Orton proceed to go up to Seth Rollins. And the Authority helps out. Randy gets put down. No, Randy wins, gets the curb stomp. And then I think I got a curb stomp. I don't know. I don't really remember. But I do remember Randy Orton getting curb stomped again to end the show. That was Raw. That was a solid show. It was cool. Wasn't the best I could put up with, but it was better than basic Authority comes out. I have no problem with the Authority, but it's better than Authority comes out, 3 other guys come out, or 1 other guy comes out, 6-man tag. That's the show. Wrap it up. That was a good show, boys. It was better than that. It was a new dynamic, but they should have cashed them up better guys. But can't complain about every single thing. Hopefully they get it right. I love Neville and Rollins. Nikki Bella's awesome, even though she got made look like complete and utter trash tonight. Queen Nikki. Queen Nikki. You are the queen. And all that good jazz. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching my raw review. I will see you guys on Wednesday for the NXT review, and that's all I gotta say. So when the camera goes out, the outro goes on. So I gotta say, see ya. La, 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 la.